Well, Carly, once again, it's wonderful to see that you made it through another show and you're here to talk about it. But boy, the way it started out looked like it was going to be a tight one right to the very end there. It was fun watching it in some ways. I had to laugh out loud when 9 women, as good as you guys are, missed that fairway. What was that like?
You're laughing at it.
I'm laughing.
You're laughing
Yeah,
at
I
it.
know.
Come on now.
I
know. It was a really tough start. And I think, it was like our 9th day being there, and some of us had only hit a few shots here or there throughout the day, and very limited practice, and we got just a little bit rusty. And that little grid in the fairway just looked like, oh yeah, I can hit that every time. And you stepped up, and you're like, oops, just slipped it right on the right. Mm-hmm. And then someone stepped up, and just missed it barely left. And I couldn't believe that nobody actually, hit at the first 12 shots. Mm-hmm. And you want to hear the insider scoop on this one?
Yeah.
Actually talked to the producers. We thought about reshooting the whole thing after everybody missed.
Oh.
And you have to sign a legal document before you start every challenge. Mm-hmm. And they brought back the lawyer, and we were like, okay, this is really embarrassing for everybody. So do you guys want to just start over? And I guess that the other girls, we took a vote, and some girls said they didn't want to, so we ended up going along with the challenge.
Oh, wow. Well, I could see, all the new big breakers, you guys, being nervous, especially going up against the champions of previous big breaks. They were the ones that got me laughing, is watching 3 champions miss it. I mean, how embarrassing could that be? These guys are supposed to be proven, strong players. They've got their big break. That was the funny part for me, was watching them.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I think the thing is they were on the big break, and they were playing for their big break, and good players play good under pressure. And these girls came back. They got to spend a day at the beach. They had a good time. I don't think they were under as much pressure this time around, and they just kind of stepped up and hit a couple bad shots, and it was over before they knew it. But they proved to America that they were good golfers back when they were on the show, and I think maybe they just had a good time on this.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed
which helped. Thank you. Which helped my team a lot. I appreciate it.
I liked what Ashley said. We all sucked. She had a really good sense of humor about the whole thing at the end of the day in her interview, and so that added a lot of levity to the show. And I don't know. I thought it was fun that they were able to kind of laugh at themselves. So I thought that it was a great competition, even if the shots weren't that great. It just made for great TV. So. And then...
Oh, yeah. They passed because they said that when they never got to take the walk of shame, and so they got to take their little walk of shame.
There you go.
Back to the bench. They were like, this is a new experience. Yay.
I don't like that. Yeah. Well, let's hope that's not your experience either. So, but what was cool? It was cool watching you and Sarah on the same team, because we haven't seen that really, where you guys are working together. Often in the show they create some animosity between you two, and it was a very pleasant watching you two on the bench. You said it's not so easy, or it is so easy sitting on the bench. So how was that day with you and Sarah, given what we've seen up till now between the two of you?
Well, I've had a lot of people ask me about, hey, you and Sarah, it looks like you're working together really well. What's up with that? And the deal is, me and Sarah know it. We're both just competitors. Mm-hmm. Bottom line. So if we're playing against each other, we're going to poke each other in the eye until the other one loses, okay? And then if we're on the same team, then we look at each other and we say, it's go time. Let's work together. Let's beat everybody else, and let's move on to the next episode. We're not there to hate each other. We're not there just to smack down on each other for no reason. We're there to win. And if it takes being a team for the day, then heck, me and Sara Brown, team buddy.
Yeah. Well, it worked well, and now you're going to be going off to Turks and Caicos to a beaches resort, which I can tell you is just spectacular. Yeah. I've been to Turks and Caicos, and you're going to love it. So when do you get to actually take that trip?
Oh, geez. Like, there's ever an off-season anymore nowadays. I'm thinking probably around January, February of next year would be a good time for the off-season. Whenever LPGA Q school's over, I might head out to Sandals.
That sounds pretty nice. Have you figured out who you're going to take yet?
Oh, it's between a couple people. I might take my mom because she's my best friend, and she's the only person who will listen about my chipping for like 3 hours on the phone at a time. So I owe her that. Or, I could take my boyfriend. Or I always laugh about whether I should probably take my sound guy from the big break, because I've never talked to him face to face, only through my shirt, the mic in my shirt. So that would be interesting.
That would be funny.
There's a lot of so I'm gonna wing it, see how I feel in January.
Yeah, no, it looks great. Well, you got to sit on the bench, you got to watch the Elimination Challenge, and I can just feel, sort of the pain of watching it from there, because, these people are your friends, and you're watching they can hit good shots, but they just weren't doing it. And Chris missing that putt, just, half an inch. It was a struggle watching people play not to their best at the end of the day.
It totally is. And people, they act like I'm happy over there on the bench because I'm safe. Which, I am a little happy that I'm safe, but at the same time, it's hard to watch a friend struggle like that. I know how it feels, though, because when Ryan O'Toole got kicked off, everybody got nervous again, because we realized good players can go home at any time. So when they're out there, we all had the shaking hands. We were all a little bit nervous again. And they hit shots that I know is not their game. Chris Brady was on the LPGA. I played with this girl. She's incredible. So to see her, hit a shot off to the right or hit a chip short, I know it's just nerves.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it was a big break. You only get 2 or 3 shots to prove how good you are, and if the nerves get you at that time, then you're going to get kicked off. So it was definitely tough to watch, and even the girls who didn't get kicked off, like Lily and Karen, they were still shaking up the rest of the night.
Yeah.
It was almost like they were so close to going home too that you almost can't get over it. And it was an intense day for everybody.
Yeah, except for Seema, who has a horseshoe up her butt. I mean, that girl has had more luck on this show than I can imagine. And it's got to run out one of these days, but unless, of course, she's the winner at the end of the day. We don't know that. But, it's just amazing. It's becoming a bit of a joke. If you want to get some luck on you, sit next to Seema.
I know. You know what? I can't really complain too much because this episode, I had my Lady Luck episode.
Yeah.
It seems like everybody does. And I haven't been saved yet, so maybe we can call it even that Sara Brown saved me too. But Seema has been getting all those members bounces.
Mm-hmm.
She's been going through the episodes. And, Seema's a wonderful player. I feel like a couple times I wish I could have seen her do the challenges because I know she would have done a great job.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't choose to be, she didn't choose to be safe. She didn't choose to do some things. And she's just kind of cruising along. I love Seema. She's so glittery and she's fun. And, I liked having her on the show. So I was totally okay with her being in the house.
Well,
because, things were a little bit dramatic, and I got in a few fights with Sarah here or there, but I can always count on Seema to be a friend, and I can always count on her to stay, so I loved her being on the show.
Well, you're down to only 5 now, right? We're going into the final stretch here, and this is where things really start to get nerve-wracking, and like you say, anybody could go home. So at this point, is there anything you want to say to the listening audience that up till now about the shows or anything to look forward to coming up in the next few episodes?
So I was almost shocked that I made the top 5. It's such a grueling process, and I was so nervous every day that once I got to the top 5, I thought, no matter what happens from here, this is a success. This whole thing is a success. And this was kind of a turning point for me because I remember thinking, I don't want to get kicked off first. I don't want to get kicked off second. I don't want to get kicked off third. And now that you make the top 5, you think, oh, wow, I've done pretty good. Maybe I should go for gold. And so I remember I got a little motivated and I felt good, and which, really means nothing in a big break.
Yeah.
I could really go home next. But it was definitely a good confidence boost for me.
Well, it's been great. I've really enjoyed it. I'm so glad you're still with us. I look forward to watching you right to the last show. And, let's just keep chatting. And every week it's one more exciting thing happens. So let's look forward to next Monday and talking on Tuesday about it.
Thanks so much, Gail. It's always a pleasure talking.